Well, hey there. If you don't know me, my name is Ray Dawn, and I wanted to share with you guys a little bit about my health journey. I have been working with Shasta since about 10 months now. I've experienced a lot of amazing benefits, and I have learned so much through the process and the programs that she is teaching. And so I wanted to just kind of give some information about how that has helped me and in my journey. And so about a year ago, I was in a really, really bad place. I was consistently just feeling really run down and really unmotivated and sick all the time. Like, I felt nauseous and dizzy and lightheaded, and I was having a lot of symptoms that were hormonal related, and was seeing my doctor frequently, trying to do testing and scans and different things to figure out what was going on and why I was feeling the way that I was feeling. Some of the symptoms I was having were really, really long period cycles, lots of heavy bleeding. I was having hot flashes and night sweats, and like I said, nausea and dizziness, and this would last for like 2-3 weeks out of the month. I would have about 1 week of recovery, and then it would like all start all over again. And after going through a whole bunch of scans and tests and blood work with my doctor, she looked at me and she said, "The good news is there's nothing seriously wrong with you, but the bad news is that we don't know why you are feeling this way. You should not be having these symptoms at your age." And so that left me feeling desperate to like figure out what I could do to help myself feel better. Our medical system's solution and her recommendation was to go on birth control and see if the symptoms take care of themselves. And for me personally, in my convictions and where I'm at in my life, that was not something that I was willing to try at that point. Even though I was desperate, I didn't want to take that route. And I was convinced, and I just felt in my heart and in my gut, there was a reason behind the symptoms that I needed to get to the root of, instead of just putting that Band-Aid on and trying to cover up the symptoms. And so I was digging in, researching, listening to all kinds of things, trying to figure out what I could try, what I could do, what I could put into my body, like what natural remedies could I be using that would help me with the way that I was feeling and the symptoms that I was having. And so that's when, in about January, the beginning of January, a little bit before that, I guess, I started seeing Shasta post about a 21-day challenge that she was going to be running after the first of the year. And so I immediately thought, like, what can it hurt? Like, I have nothing to lose at this point. I'll give anything a try. And that was a life-changing decision for me. And the knowledge and the information that I got through that 21-day challenge really changed like everything in my body. It set a foundation of like the 3 habits that I truly believe have changed my life at this point. I feel better than I have in like my entire adult life. I feel like 100% better than I did this time a year ago, and then I did when I started this process in January. And these symptoms and this way that I had been feeling had been building up for 3 to 4 years. It wasn't just like a year ago, all of a sudden. It had been coming on and getting worse and worse and worse, to the point that I was where I was at, where I was desperate to do something to make myself feel better. And so hopping into that 21-day challenge and working with Shasta through that really was a game changer for me. And the first thing that I started to notice was increased energy and motivation, which was incredible, because the way I felt, the the drained feeling, the nausea, the dizziness that I was experiencing on almost a daily basis just had me stuck and not wanting to do anything beyond like what I had to do. I guess if you don't know me, I should share. I'm a teacher. I'm a single mom. I have one son. He's 8 years old. He is involved in, kid activities and things like that. And so just beyond getting through my work day with 10-year-olds, because I teach 5th grade, and then coming home and providing for my son's basic needs, like that was all I could get out of myself. And so about 2 weeks into the 21-day challenge, I immediately started to notice significant results in how I was feeling. And I had my first menstrual cycle, and it was literally life-changing. Like, I had a normal cycle. I did not get dizzy. I did not have hot flashes. I did not wake up with night sweats. And to this day, 10 months later, I have not had a single night sweat or hot flash at all in 10 months. And I was having them all month long before. And many of my symptoms just immediately stabilized, and Asta's knowledge and encouragement brought me to that place, helping me to step by step ease into it and be able to identify this is what I need to focus on. This is what my body is truly needing to function properly. I've said this before, I'm gonna keep saying it. It was life-changing. And then I continued to work with her and do some coaching throughout the summer, and just continued to feel better and better. I wasn't seeing results for several months. I was feeling the results. I was, my mood was better, my parenting was better, my temper was better, and still is. Just my irritability in general, I guess, which triggered my temper, just all improved so much. And I was doing things that I never thought that I was able to do. I had been putting off getting my master's degree for several years. It had just kind of been like this cloud in the back of my head, okay, I graduated with my bachelor's 8 years ago. That's something that I need to do soon, but I just kept shoving it back and thinking when I feel better, when I have more energy, whenever I'll get to it. But after such an immediate change in the way that I felt, I had the motivation, the energy, the encouragement within myself to think now I can do that. I can start that. And I started my master's degree March 1st. And not only did I continue to work and parent and do my master's degree through the end of the school year and then into the summer, but then I finished my master's degree in 5 months. On July 31st, I passed my capstone and graduated. And I never ever would have done that if I didn't feel as good as I feel now, and if I hadn't experienced the drastic results and just that success in knowing that I was meeting goals and that I was doing things that were good for my body gave me encouragement and drive to move into another goal and to work on that and accomplish that. And then from there, after finishing my master's degree, I got really serious about setting some financial goals and working on that area of my life. And that is another thing that I never would have tackled and started to take on had I not started with step one of prioritizing the way that I felt and my own health to feel better. And so it was this ripple effect of putting myself first and prioritizing my own health and wellness has created this ripple effect of me being able to accomplish so many other things and being better for the people around me, for my son, for my students, for the rest of my family and my friends, and just being accountable to them and showing up as my best self. And one of the most important things too is that it has given me like motivation and accountability to grow my relationship with God spiritually, and to invest that time and feel good enough that I can go through studies and I can read my Bible and I can journal scripture, and I have the focus and the intent to do that and am able to follow through because I have set myself up for success in the way that I am feeling. This past year has been like the most transforming year of my adult life. There are things that you can do to set that foundation, make yourself a priority, and to help yourself feel better. And I never would have taken all the steps that I have taken without the knowledge and the encouragement and motivation that I received from working with Shasta and just having her partner along with me in that journey and that accountability, teaching me how to track and like which habits to prioritize when things weren't going well. Because I mean, let's be honest, like life is not perfect, and I have not felt perfectly, wonderfully amazing every single day since then. I have gotten sick. I work with children. I am exposed to germs. I've gotten head colds and just different things. Right now, I feel like I'm coming down with something even, and I don't always feel great, but the comparison from before of how I'm able to bounce back from a cold or a really exhausting weekend is night and day. Before, it would take me so long to recover, and now that I have those foundational habits in place and that guidance from her to know like, okay, this is what you go back to every time, helps me to get back on track so much faster. I know I need to get my steps in. I need to prioritize high protein meals. I need to get my hydration in. And then from there, I can build back up into the other habits that I'm trying to implement with lifting weights and having that strength training on a consistent basis, and into tracking my fiber and carb levels and those things as well. All play a part, but when we don't have great days, like having that foundation to fall back on, and then that accountability to know like someone is there cheering you on and is going to be checking in with you is just so beneficial and so helpful. There have been just so many other things through that with the habits that she has just poured out knowledge in. With my sleep was another one. I can't believe I haven't even talked about that. My sleep has consistently been so terrible. I have struggled with insomnia most of my life since I was in high school. It has been like an up and down roller coaster of sleep for me. Frequently throughout my life, getting 2 to 3 hours of sleep a night was common. Not normal, not good, not enough, but it was common for me. And so working through that and building more consistent and stable sleep habits has been a huge improvement, an area of improvement. And Shasta has just had so much knowledge and advice and information about helping me with that area also, which has been amazing. And so I just, again, like, I want to encourage anyone who is thinking like that they need to do something different, that they need to make a change. And this is something that can be life-changing, and it can be exactly what you need. And I think I started to share earlier, I finally got to the point after several months of hitting into a weight loss phase. And so when I went into this, that wasn't my priority. My priority was to feel better, to end the crazy hormonal symptoms that I was dealing with, and then just to feel better. Weight loss was not a concern of mine. I feel like I had gotten content being where I was at, heavier than I had ever been, and just like okay, that I just want to feel better. And then once I was able to implement all of the other things and get some consistency and some traction and feeling good, then I finally hit that weight loss phase and have been steadily in a weight loss phase for the last several months. And it's a process. It's slow. It takes time, and you have to wrap your head around that and be okay with that. And again, that's another thing that Shasta's information and this, like, that wealth of knowledge that she has to share and help you and guiding you and how to track and find your averages and just know that you're on the right track and helping to keep you on the right track is just so incredible. And so I know, like, I'm not even where I want to be yet. I'm not, I mean, I don't know that any of us could ever say that our health journey is finished. We're all in a process, and it's all progress. And this is just one big step that I think that anybody who is needing some help with the consistency can and should take. And so I would be happy to share, like, more information or more about my story if you have questions, or if you relate to anything that I've shared. Like, I know I'm not the only one who is experiencing what I have experienced. And so, I mean, like, feel free to reach out to me, but Shasta is just going to pour into you and lift you up and encourage you and help you through whatever it is that you're facing, whether you have symptoms similar to mine or something completely different. She'll be there for you, and she'll teach you things that, like, some things that I'm like, I can't believe this isn't common knowledge that we didn't know when I went to the doctor, and they didn't ever ask, like, well, how much protein are you getting in a day? How much water are you drinking? How many steps are you taking? Like, they don't ask any of that stuff. They say, do you drink? Do you smoke? No. Okay. And, like, that's it. And there's so much more that we can and should be doing for our bodies. And so take the step and reach out to Shasta if you feel like you are ready to instill some habits that could change your life like they changed mine. I hope this helps somebody out there listening, and have a great day.